So now, back to Colossians 3, verse 5. Therefore put to death literally means to kill. Believers are to make a decisive resolution to put sin to death, bringing the flesh under subjection to the Spirit-filled new disposition that the Lord has planted in us. So with that in mind, I'm going to deal with one major thought, and we'll walk through this verse. I want to talk about a present warfare to be realized. We're in a war. The child of God is in a war. You sometimes find yourself pursuing sin, but when you're not pursuing sin, sin is pursuing you. There is a battle going on. Some are AWOL. Some have given in to the enemy. Some are living in the enemy's camp. And others are trying to be what God would have them to be by yielding and surrendering themselves moment by moment, hour by hour, day by day, desiring to be the person that Jesus Christ alone can enable them to be. Now, Paul spoke against two things in particular in all his list of sins: immorality and idolatry. He gave us the list in 1 Corinthians 6. He gave it to us in Galatians 5. He gave it to us in Ephesians 5. He does it again here in Colossians chapter 3. Perhaps his thinking followed the two tablets of the law, the Ten Commandments. Positively, there's to be love for God and love for our neighbors. Now, no wonder the Lord Jesus Christ, when he was asked, what is the greatest of all commandments, Jesus Christ responded to the Pharisees and said, you shall love the Lord thy God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. That is exactly what he's teaching us in the Ten Commandments. And then he said, and second only to this is thou shalt love thy neighbor. And then he made that profound statement. Get these two right and you can hang all of the law and the prophets on it. Would you not agree with this statement? Christianity is not as complicated as we've made it. The Christian life is not. I'm telling you, marriage is not as complicated as we've made it most of the time. Now, negatively, that's positively. Positively, he would teach us in the Ten Commandments, love God and love your neighbor. Negatively, he would warn us of idolatry and immorality. Idolatry reminds us of having no other gods. Immorality is the blatant disregard of love for your neighbor. So with that in mind, he begins his list for the fourth time recorded in the New Testament, always beginning his list with sexual sin.